What's up, Heather?
What's up, B?
Well, we're back here at Tortured Bourbon for what always gives us heart palpitations.
Oh.
This is Tortured Bourbon Unscripted.
Unscripted.
That's right. We throw 2 bottles on the barrel we think are interesting, or a few bottles, or we don't
Whatever
know.
we want, honestly.
And then we talk about it. So what do we have tonight?
We have 2 TB favorites and fan favorites.
Absolutely.
We have Eagle Rare 10 and Russell's Reserve 10. And as you can tell, I don't think we ever have a Russell's that stays much above this, because if it's in the house, it's getting drank.
Yep.
And Eagle Rare, I just find to be one of the most approachable, drinkable bourbons out there.
And that's pretty much a consistent throughout the bourbon realm.
Yes.
That's not news to anyone watching this show.
No, I don't think I've ever heard anyone go, God, I hate Eagle Rare. I mean, it's pleasant. It's easy to drink. But B is really good at thinking up these comparisons. So as you can tell, these 2 are both 10-year. And we know the mash bill for Russell's. Yeah. And the word on the street, a.k.a. the internets, is that the Eagle Rare is fairly similar.
It's similar. And before we get into that, we'd like to welcome you all to Tortured Bourbon. If this is your first time here, why don't you go ahead and click that like and subscribe button.
It just wouldn't be the same without the sound effect.
It wouldn't. Sound effect is patent pending. We do 3 shows a week. Sometimes they're unscripted, sometimes they're not. Sometimes we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. But we'd love for you to come back and watch us put this on. We really enjoy doing this show. And Heather, she needs confidence building. This is what this is about.
Yes.
It's about building her confidence as a human. And the way you do that is to follow us on social media. That would be X, Insta, and the Facebook. We put those links right there, but it's really not hard. It's whatever at Tortured, it's Tortured Bourbon.
It's literally at Tortured Bourbon.
At Tortured Bourbon.
You guys can figure it out.
So you can figure that out. But what we're so excited about, what we hope we'll all have an opportunity, is to visit torturedbourbon.com. And this is our homage to bourbon. It's like the Louvre for art. Or it's just our website.
It's the Louvre. It is. It's the same.
What you will find is you will find links to all of our episodes with little nice summaries. You will find a new blog where you can read the most amazing reviews.
Is that it?
That's what they are.
They're
amazing reviews, as well as links to our merch. And frankly, if you're looking for one of our episodes, and we're slowly putting our back catalog up there. But they're
Get excited.
Yeah.
We look like newscasters in the beginning with really big headphones.
But hey, if you've got an idea of something we could put on the website that you would enjoy, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not like a paywall or anything.
No,
it's a website.
Absolutely not. And if you ever have ideas for episodes, now you can contact us from the website.
Absolutely.
But you can also still get at me from the socials. Shoot us an email. Whatever your preferred contact method is, other than showing up unannounced at our houses. Short of that, let us know.
That'd be a little weird. Anyways.
That'd be very weird.
So
bourbon.
Bourbon. So we do are unscripted, but I just want to make sure this is 13% rye. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. 75% corn.
Yep, which would then leave us.
And 12% malted barley.
Look at that mathing you just did.
And while the people over at Sazerac / Buffalo Trace / the CIA will not share their mash bills, it is believed that this is very similar, that it's at or just under 10% rye, and then the rest, obviously, most of it being corn, with around 12 to 13%.
And it's mash bill 1. We do know that.
It's mash bill 1. One. And they're both aged for
10 years.
10 years. The biggest difference that we find is that you can go out and buy this one just about every day, except Sundays here in the great state of North Carolina. But it is readily available, Russell's 10. And it's at a pretty affordable price. I think it comes in at $50 a bottle.
I think it's 45 to 50. Yeah.
And actually, Eagle Rare, when you can find it on the shelf, comes in at about the same
MSRP is not
price.
bad. Yeah.
So these should be comparable creatures. So we're gonna compare them. Mm-hmm. And so what we're looking at different is a slightly different mash bill, but obviously they're where they age and how they age is unique, and how they select their barrels is unique, and that's what's giving it
the different flavor.
That's what we're going to see. So,
well, and one has the Jimmy Russell walking around sprinkling
cinnamon. That's right.
Jimmy at me if you do that. You think Jimmy does Instagram or Twitter?
I think someone does it for them.
There you go. All right, so this is the Eagle Rare, if you couldn't tell. Classic.
Yeah. Classic
smell. Not mad at it at all.
No, there's definitely a little vanilla, little oak on the nose.
The flavor is so pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned price points. The Eagle Rare MSRP is $44 and the Russell's 10 is $45.
Hey,
we were right there.
Yeah, so they're
the same.
They're hitting together.
Well, and I mean, B always says that if anybody asks what's a great affordable staple to have on your bar cart, Russell's 10 is always one of your recommendations.
It's there. It's there.
But it's also good.
Yeah.
So back to the Eagle Rare. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I think we all know that we all like Eagle Rare. We all know that it's a classic. I'm not crazy. It is 90. They're both 90 proof.
So it's really good comparison.
Not crazy, right? Yeah, they're both 90 proof.
I mean, you might be crazy, but not about that.
Yeah, but I just, for some reason, I want to double check. But yeah, they are 90 proof.
It does feel like Russell should be higher for some reason.
But the Eagle Rare at 90 proof, I think it drinks right at proof.
Mm-hmm. It's very, very drinkable. It's inoffensive. Mm-hmm. This is a great one. This is a great nightcap bourbon.
And it doesn't give off. It does have that 10-year oak is at the end. It does give it a smoothness.
Yeah. It's very smooth.
My mother loves whiskey sours made out of Eagle Rare. They do make a good whiskey sour.
But she doesn't drink brown liquor.
No, that's right. Mm-hmm. And it's great. I mean, it's a hush your mouth. It always is. It's what you get. And if you get any of their unique Eagle Rares, that you get some of these. Mm-hmm. In these bars, they have a barrel select or something like that.
Or the longer.
Yeah.
Isn't there a 12-year floating around now?
I think there's a 17-year.
Goodness gracious. Well, I know what I'm hunting for.
Yeah, go ahead and cut that check. And I think they've got. I saw I don't want to quote it. We're unscripted, but one of the Facebook things that I subscribe to, they post up when people put when these companies put their labels up for approval, because bourbon labels, whiskey labels have to be approved by ABC boards, whatever. There was a really old Eagle Rare coming out. I don't want to say what the age. I just can't remember.
I think I saw that too.
It was old. I mean, I thought it was 20 plus years. I thought it was. I
For some reason, 18 was. But you might be right. It might be 20.
I thought it was old. I was like, that's not going to be cheap.
Let us know, friends, in the comments. So, I have no negative comments about Eagle Rare. And I never have, honestly.
Yeah, I think that when we did one of our tastings with Eagle Rare, when we were doing our profiling of Sazerac, a couple people commented, well, you didn't seem to get too excited about Eagle Rare. And part of that is, it's not that. I really have always liked the taste of Eagle Rare. What drives me bonkers is the price some people have to pay for it.
The allocation around it.
So it has nothing to do with the quality. It's a...
Well, and its price point is phenomenal. If you get it MSRP.
Yeah, a 10-year bourbon with an age statement. And that's something that age statement has come back. We had a couple bottles here
that didn't have it.
On the front. I can't remember if it had on the back or not, but it did not have it on the front.
You're right.
So we've gone full circle because the first bottle we ever had an age statement on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came off, and now it's back.
At least came off the front. Yeah, absolutely. Because we noticed that when we were filming one night.
We did.
That we had these various bottles of Eagle Rare. Yeah. So, hey, all right. So let's go to...
The Old Faithful.
Yeah, I mean, automatically there's cinnamon and a little bit of peanut right underneath the bottom.
I figured you got the peanut, but
yeah.
I smelled it immediately compared to the Eagle Rare. Peanut and cinnamon.
Yes. Akin to a Baker's 7.
I also taste nut in this one. I think it's... Eagle Rare, I think, is a little bit... I'm trying to think of the right word. A little more delicate.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely is. And I don't know... we're not... No, we need to oil these chairs or I need to learn to float. One of the other.
I know, because it's driving you
These
insane.
these lovely Walmart specials that we put together.
Need to put the WD-40 to work again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Katie's super handy, so we'll get her on it because she can. There's nothing she can't do.
Yeah, that is true. She does. Y'all can't see it. She actually built the framework here.
I have never been more impressed than when I saw her with a mathing on wood and then just busting out the saw. I was like, this girl's got it.
It's the Aussie in her. Go ahead. She was going to say something. I can tell. Oh, no.
No, she's like, continue talking about me and my aptitude for everything.
I don't know what it is with the Russells, but when you look at Wild Turkey and Russells, you really get. I agree with you. The Eagle Rare is the edges are taken off a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now I do find that the aftertastes, the finishes are a little different. Mm-hmm. I think you get a little more rye spice at the end of the Russells.
I agree with that. I think that you get a little bit more of everything with the Russells. I think with the Eagle Rare, everything, all the edges are smoothed. So there's nothing.
Apparently that half ounce wasn't enough.
Well, I mean, if you're pouring. So, and I think you'll get what I mean. I think that, again, delicate, everything's smoothed out. There's nothing that stands out too much in the Eagle Rare. It all is a very lovely little balance together. The Russells drinks a little bit more complex. And it drinks a little bit more. I can taste the isolated flavors a little bit more. It has a little more spice. I think it's, like you said, it's that rye spice.
It's got a good chew. I'm telling you, it does.
No,
it's got
you're
a
right.
good chew. But I get where some people don't like the taste profile. I'm not saying it's the stroke for every folk. That's not what I'm getting at.
No, I know.
I get why people chase this. I got no issues with that. I mean, Wheatley over at Buffalo Trace, he knows what he's doing. He absolutely. We don't knock the product. We knock the game.
We don't knock the player.
Yeah.
We hate the game.
But I will tell you that to me, I would rather drink
Russell's 10.
I would.
Yeah, no.
Most of the time.
Mine depends
Not
on my
all the
mood.
time.
That's what I was going to
Most of
say.
the time.
It depends on my mood. Sometimes you just want, like, this is the one I actually keep. I keep a bottle of Eagle Rare at home. I don't even know if you knew that.
Yes, I know. It's above the stove.
He did know. Because this is the one that if I ever want a bourbon nightcap.
But I need you to move it.
Why?
Heat.
You're exposing it to a lot of weather variation.
Well, that's fair. Okay.
We need it more of a cool, steady place.
I put it where my kids couldn't reach it.
Do you have a cabinet above your fridge?
Yes, I can move it there.
Yeah.
I'll move it there. I can't reach it. I'll have to get on a step stool. But
I can't reach our liquor cabinet
Fair.
above the microwave. So
you have several liquor cabinets. You have a liquor room.
we're about
It's
to have
our liquor room.
That's true.
all three
Anyway.
of us are about to have a bourbon cabinet
We
that my
are.
sister, my wonderful sister from Australia,
are.
has agreed to put together for us when she comes to visit next month.
I am looking forward to that. I promise this had a point, and the point was that this one, if I put something on a decanter in my bar cart that was my kind of, it's been a day, a glass of wine ain't doing it. This is one that it's not super high in proof. It's not offensive. It's not abrasive. Sure. Russell's 10 is what I want to drink when you and I are sitting there shooting the you-know-what. Just, you know what I mean? Like when I want something with some oomph to it, but still pleasant and enjoyable.
So you're saying I bring out the oomph in you?
Sure. Sure.
Wife sitting right there. Everybody calm down.
No, it's he brings out the
y'all.
argumentatives. Brings out the argumentative side. You know that's fair. And I do the same thing.
That being said, I really like Eagle Rare. So if you're asking me to pick which is my favorite, it's the Russell's 10 out of these two. If you're asking me which one I think that the general populace probably likes more, it's probably Eagle Rare, and I'm okay with that. Not that it's just because
Yeah.
this has, like you said, it's going to have the cinnamon and the nut, and not everybody's going to want that, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay, but it's still quality.
But it's amazing. There's a little more rye in this.
Yeah.
But it's making, however they're aging it.
It's making a difference.
I mean, if they're both, I'm going to take both Wheatley and Russell at their word that this is a minimum 10 year, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to, I do know that, no, what I don't know, there's some folks out there who know a lot more about Buffalo Trace than us, because what we don't know, we don't know. We know that Russell's Reserve is using alligator char. We know that they're using barrels that they require to be seasoned. In other words, they're literally, before they're ever bought, they have to be stored outside and let the weather hit them for a while. Michter's does the same thing.
Yes,
they're very
into that.
Into how those barrels are quote unquote seasoned in the natural environment. I don't know what the char level of an Eagle Rare barrel is, so I'm interested to know that. I'm interested to know if there's a barrel difference. I know that, but somehow Russell's gets this different in it.
It's the Jimmy Russell Cinnamon Fairy.
It's cinnamon. So
I mean, for me it could depend on the day. Like I said earlier, they're both high hush your mouths for me. If I had to pick one, probably Eagle Rare slightly, but I will never turn either down. The other day, I handed B a glass of Eagle Rare at our neighborhood bar, and he happily drank it with no complaints. I do the same if he hands me a glass of Russell's 10. So they're both ones that we recommend. The key big difference is availability. Their MSR price points are almost identical. So really it's that you can walk in any ABC store at any time and you can grab this one. This is still allocated here in North Carolina. Now, I don't think it needs to be anymore because it's allocated and you'll see multiple bottles. Yeah. Come on, Sazerac.
So I have heard rumors that Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare are going to come off the allocated list by the end of this year.
I've heard that rumor too.
You keep hearing it.
Yeah.
And in some markets in North Carolina, you already see some of that. And that's...
Especially with the Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Wake County. Huh.
You're still invited on the show.
Always.
We can pre-script it. We can agree on the questions. Really. Seriously. We're not trying...
Yeah.
We'd love to talk to somebody.
Honestly, we would love... If that is a complete fallacy...
Yeah.
We'd love to hear that.
Tell us. Come and tell us. We're happy for you to come and...
Correct any misconception that's out there.
We'd love to hear it. I think that's part of what... That's part of... And the people who've worked... I've never not liked an ABC employee in Wake County. I'll make it very clear. They are great people.
The kindest, nicest people.
They joke around. When
They're
there's
helpful.
A couple... And look, there's a couple where... Hey... It ain't here, buddy. I got it. I'll go in the back and start looking around. So, I mean, they're great. And I know they get tired of the question. So,
but they're always very graceful.
Very nice.
Very graceful about it.
And they're always willing to talk. So, it's not them. We also know we're a big county. They got a lot of mouths to feed. I get all that. Come talk to us. We're fine with that.
Yeah, we'd love to.
We have no problem
Tell
being
us
corrected.
what frustrates you about it.
Yeah.
Hey, we only get this much. You guys think we get more than we do. Or,
and why?
We have so many food and beverage places in Wake County that we have so much that has to go to the bars and the restaurants first that doesn't leave that much for you all. And tell us.
And the follow-up question I'll have, and you can go ahead and you can prepare for it. So why is it a Costco in California has it by the crate? Right? Why is it that they have Wild Turkey 8-year by the crate? Why is it they had Jimmy Russell's 70th by the crate? I'm not asking about Stag or Russell's 15. I get all that. I'm talking about
the stuff that's not actually rare.
Your $45 bottles.
That there's plenty of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's it at? On that note, until our next Unscripted episode.
You can tell we ramble on these.
Which gives me a lot of stress, but we made it through another one.
348.
Ooh, right here live. You saw it. We celebrate. That's what we celebrate every one of you. Every one of you that hit subscribe. We celebrate every one of you. And every one of you unsubscribes. We celebrate every person that subscribes.
On that note, cheers, y'all.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Okay, Bob.